The Senate will come to order. The Secretary will call the roll.
Senator Buck. Here. Senator Cannizzaro. Here. Senator Cruz Crawford. Here. Senator Daly. Here. Senator Donyate. Here. Senator Dondero Loop. Here. Senator Ellison. Present. Senator Flores. Present. Senator Hansen. Here. Senator Krasner. Here. Senator Lang. Here. Senator Neal. Senator Wynn. Here. Senator Orangehall. Here. Senator Pizzina. Present. Senator Rogish. Here. Senator Scheibel. Here. Senator Steinbeck. Here. Senator Stone. Here. Senator Taylor. Present. Senator Titus. Here.
Senator Cannizzaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. Please mark Senator Neal absent excused.
Thank you. Let the record reflect there are 20 senators present. Please rise for the prayer by Timothy Plummer, Fellowship of Christian Athletes here in Carson City, and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you. Good morning. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you once again with hearts full of gratitude. Thank you for your unfailing love, for your wisdom you provide, and for the privilege of serving others. As we gather today, we seek your presence and guidance in all that we do. Lord, your word reminds us in James 1:5 that says, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. So today we ask for godly wisdom, wisdom to lead with integrity, to serve with humility, and to act with justice. Let our decisions be rooted in truth and compassion, always reflecting your heart for the people we serve. Help us to be mindful that leadership is not just about authority, but about stewardship. May we steward well the trust that has been placed in us. May we seek unity over division, collaboration over conflict, and service over self-interest. Lord, we also pray for endurance and strength. In moments of difficulty, remind us of Isaiah 40:31, which says, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary, and they will walk and not faint. Let this promise sustain us in challenging times and help us to persevere. As we go forward, may your light shine upon us, your wisdom guide us, and your peace be upon us during this gathering. Bless the work done here today, that it may bring hope, well-being, and abundance to our great state of Nevada. God, we give you all the honor and praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order Business 3, reading and approval of the journal. By previous order of the Senate, the reading of the journal is dispensed with, and the President and Secretary are authorized to make the necessary corrections and additions. Order Business 4, reports of committees.
Mr. President, your Committee on Judiciary, to which were referred Senate Bills numbers 4 and 140, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report the same back with the recommendation do pass. Signed, Senator Melanie Scheibel, Chair. End of reports.
Order of Business 9, motions, resolutions, and notices. Senator Cannizzaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate Bill number 258 be withdrawn from the Committee on Commerce and Labor.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Senator Cannizzaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate Standing Rule number 40 be suspended and that Senate Bill number 258 be re-referred to the Committee on Judiciary as it concerns many legal matters.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Senator Donyate has approved the addition of Senator Krasner as a sponsor on Senate Bill 325, and Senator Taylor has approved the addition of Senator Stone as a sponsor on Senate Bill number 207. That concludes Order of Business 9.
Order of Business 10, introduction, first reading, and reference.
Senate Bill 356, introduced by Senator Rogish, revises provisions relating to hemp. End of bill.
Senator Rogish.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to refer SB 356 to the Committee for Commerce and Labor.
Senator Rogish has referred SB 356 to the Commerce and Labor Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 357, introduced by Senators Krasner, Snow, Orenshaw, and Deñate, revises provisions relating to the education of pupils with disabilities. End of bill.
Senator Krasner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that SB 357 be referred to the Senate Committee on Education. Thank you.
Senator Krasner has referred SB 357 to the Education Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 358, introduced by Senator Taylor, requires certain units of government of this state to accept certain forms of payment. End of bill.
Senator Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate Bill 358 be referred to the Committee on Government Affairs.
Senator Taylor has referred SB 358 to the Government Affairs Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 359, introduced by the Senate Committee on Judiciary, makes various changes relating to traffic offenses. End of bill.
Senator Scheibel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to refer SB 359 to the Committee on Growth and Infrastructure.
Senator Scheibel has referred SB 359 to the Growth and Infrastructure Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 360, introduced by Senator Rogish, imposes requirements relating to the safety of hotels. End of bill.
Senator Rogich.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to refer SB 360 to the Committee for Health and Human Services.
Senator Rogich has referred SB 360 to the Health and Human Services Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 361, introduced by Senator Hansen, revises provisions relating to criminal procedure. End of bill.
Senator Hansen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we refer Senate Bill 361 to the Committee of Judiciary.
Senator Hansen referred SB 361 to the Judiciary Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 362, introduced by Senator Buck, revises provisions relating to gaming. End of bill.
Senator Buck.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that SB 362 move to the Committee on Judiciary.
Senator Buck has referred SB 362 to the Judiciary Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 363, introduced by Senator Hansen, revises provisions governing civil actions. End of bill.
Senator Hansen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we refer Senate Bill 363 to the Committee on Judiciary.
Senator Hansen has referred SB 363 to the Judiciary Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 364, introduced by Senator Cruz Crawford, revises provisions relating to economic development. End of bill.
Senator Cruz Crawford.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to refer Senate Bill 364 to the Committee of Revenue and Economic Development.
Senator Cruz Crawford has referred SB 364 to the Revenue and Economic Development Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 365, introduced by Senators Hansen and Titus, prohibits an attorney from contracting for or collecting certain fees. End of bill.
Senator Hansen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we refer Senate Bill 365 to the Judiciary Committee.
Senator Hansen has referred SB 365 to the Judiciary Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 366, introduced by Senators Krasner, Ellison, Pazina, and Scheibel, revises provisions relating to Medicaid. End of bill.
Senator Krasner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that SB 366 is referred to the Senate Committee on Health and Human Services. Thank you.
Senator Krasner has referred SB 366 to the Health and Human Services Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 367, introduced by Senator Flores, etc., revises provisions relating to governmental administration. End of bill.
Senator Flores.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to refer Senate Bill 367 to the Committee on Government Affairs.
Senator Flores has referred SB 367 to the Government Affairs Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 368, introduced by Senator Rogish, revises provisions relating to education. End of bill.
Senator Rogich.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to refer SB 368 to the Committee for Education.
Senator Rogich has referred SB 368 to the Education Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 369, introduced by Senators Buck, Hansen, Stone, and Ellison, revises provisions relating to financial institutions. End of bill.
Senator Buck.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that SB 369 move to the Committee on Commerce and Labor.
Senator Buck has referred SB 369 to the Commerce and Labor Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 370, introduced by Senator Taylor, revises provisions relating to manufactured housing. End of bill.
Senator Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate Bill 370 be referred to the Committee on Commerce and Labor.
Senator Taylor has referred SB 370 to the Commerce and Labor Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 371, introduced by Senator Steinbeck, revises provisions relating to crimes. End of bill.
Senator Steinbeck.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that SB 371 be referred to the Committee on Judiciary.
Senator Steinbeck has referred SB 371 to the Judiciary Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 372, introduced by Senator Steinbeck, revises provisions relating to the care of children. End of bill.
Senator Steinbeck.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that SB 372 be referred to the Committee on Health and Human Services.
Senator Steinbeck has referred SB 372 to the Health and Human Services Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 373, introduced by Senator Steinbeck, establishes requirements relating to regional business licenses. End of bill.
Senator Steinbeck.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that SB 373 be referred to the Committee on Government Affairs.
Senator Steinbeck has referred SB 373 to the Government Affairs Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 374, introduced by Senator Taylor, revises provisions relating to education. End of bill.
Senator Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate Bill 374 be referred to the Committee on Education.
Senator Taylor has referred SB 374 to the Education Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 375, introduced by Senator Pizzina, revises provisions relating to credit unions. End of bill.
Senator Pizzina.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate Bill 375 be referred to the Committee on Commerce and Labor.
Senator Pizzina has referred SB 375 to the Commerce and Labor Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 376, introduced by Senator Daley, revises provisions governing industrial insurance. End of bill.
Senator Daley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate Bill 376 be referred to the Committee on Commerce and Labor.
Senator Daley has referred SB 376 to the Commerce and Labor Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 377, introduced by Senator Steinbeck, establishes provisions relating to health insurance. End of bill.
Senator Steinbeck.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that SB 377 be referred to the Committee on Commerce and Labor.
Senator Steinbeck has referred SB 377 to the Commerce and Labor Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 378, introduced by Senators Dignate, et cetera, makes revisions relating to health care. End of bill.
Senator Donate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to refer Senate Bill 378 to the Committee on Health and Human Services.
Senator Donate has referred SB 378 to the Health and Human Services Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 379, introduced by Senators Dignate, et cetera, revises provisions relating to commerce. End of bill.
Senator Donate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to refer Senate Bill 379 to the Committee on Commerce and Labor.
Senator Donate has referred SB 379 to the Commerce and Labor Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 380, introduced by Senators Orenshaw and Dondero Loop, revises provisions relating to autism spectrum disorders. End of bill.
Senator Orenshaw.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate Bill 380 be referred to the Committee on Government Affairs.
Senator Orenshaw has referred SB 380 to the Government Affairs Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 381, introduced by Senators Orenshaw and Stone, revises provisions relating to governmental administration. End of bill.
Senator Orenshaw.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate Bill 381 be referred to the Committee on Government Affairs.
Senator Orenshaw has referred SB 381 to the Government Affairs Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 382, introduced by Senator Hansen, revises provisions relating to the registration of trailers. End of bill.
Senator Hansen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we move Senate Bill 382 to the Committee on Growth and Infrastructure.
Senator Hansen has referred SB 382 to the Growth and Infrastructure Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 383, introduced by Senator Orenshaw, revises provisions governing juvenile justice. End of bill.
Senator Orenshaw.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate Bill 383 be referred to the Committee on Judiciary.
Senator Orenshaw has referred SB 383 to the Judiciary Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 384, introduced by Senator Orenshaw, revises provisions relating to deputy marshals in certain courts. End of bill.
Senator Orenshaw.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate Bill 384 be referred to the Committee on Judiciary.
Senator Orenshaw has referred SB 384 to the Judiciary Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 385, introduced by Senator Titus, revises provisions relating to certain transferable tax credits and certain tax abatements. End of bill.
Senator Titus.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we refer Senate Bill 385 to the Revenue and Economic Development Committee. Thank you.
Senator Titus has referred SB 385 to the Revenue and Economic Development Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 386, introduced by Senators Scheibel, Daley, Krasner, and Taylor, revises provisions relating to massage therapy. End of bill.
Senator Scheibel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to refer Senate Bill 386 to the Committee on Commerce and Labor.
Senator Scheibel has referred SB 386 to the Commerce and Labor Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 387, introduced by Senator Lang, revises provisions relating to the prevention and early detection of lung cancer. End of bill.
Senator Lang.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to refer Senate Bill 387 to Commerce and Labor.
Senator Lang has referred SB 387 to the Commerce and Labor Committee. Any objections? Seeing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill 388, introduced by Senator Cannizzaro, revises provisions relating to the Program for Child Care and Development. End of bill.
Senator Cannizzaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to suspend Rule 40 and refer Senate Bill 388 to the Committee on Finance because it does impact subsidies for child care and the budgets for the Division of Welfare and Supportive Services.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
That concludes Order of Business 10 on the first agenda.
Order of Business 16, remarks from the floor, introduction of guests. Senator Titus. Okay. Senator Hansen.
Today I have two very, very special guests. The first, this fine young man right here, is my oldest grandson, Finnan. And he is here today. He is a freshman at Bishop Minogue Catholic High School, and he is here today to testify on Senate Bill 305, which is going to be heard this afternoon in education. And with him is his father, my oldest son, Daniel Hansen, who is an anesthesiologist in the Reno-Sparks area, and he is also a graduate of Bishop Minogue Catholic High School. So two very special people in my life, so please give them a very warm welcome.
Senator Dondero Loop.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Today I have on the floor, and some of us also, the Girl Scouts of Southern Nevada and the Girl Scouts of Sierra Nevada. So these girls stand as pillars of strength and empowerment and leadership for young girls shaping the future of our communities and our nation. Celebrating 113 years of excellence this past March 12th, the Girl Scouts organization has consistently led the way in fostering girl leadership, helping girls discover their voice, mission, purpose, and passion. Through dedicated programs and initiatives, the Girl Scouts inspire the next generation of female leaders that stand before you who will impact the world with courage, confidence, character, and vision. As champions of female leadership, Girl Scouts provide the tools, mentorship, and support for girls to see themselves as powerful change-making leaders prepared to rise and shape the future for generations to come. This organization is vital, not just for today, but for the enduring progress of our society. And I would like all the girls, if you're not standing, please stand. We have Mila McCoy, Serena Pell, Zoe Obadoza, hope I said that right, Natalie Dunlap, Savannah Pearson, Ruby Moritzen, Charlotte Eckler, Caden Hayford, Isabella Robinson, and these girls will have a reception along with others in room 3100 today from 3 to 5. So come by, grab a cookie, and connect with the next generation of leaders. Please make them feel welcome.
Senator Flores.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today, March 17th, marks Communities in Schools of Nevada Day. If you are with Communities in Schools, if you could please rise. And just really important information, Communities in Schools is the nation's leading dropout prevention program operating in 26 states and 3,460 schools and serving over 2 million students nationwide. As many of you will recall, this body showed unanimous support for the Keeping Kids in Schools Act, Senate Bill 189, during the last legislative session. This critical legislation positively impacted nearly 100,000 students across Nevada, many of whom are joining us today. I wanted to also just take a very personal point of privilege, saying that I have the honor of working or living with someone who is a proud team member of CIS, my wife, Karen. She has done a lot of wraparound services over the years, and I've had an opportunity to spend many countless nights of her just banging her head against the wall, trying to figure out what we can do to help some of our students most in need. I've seen the work that they do firsthand. It is empowering, it is inspiring. I'm very proud of the work that happens at CIS. I do have some of the students here that I'd like to acknowledge that are joining us here on the floor. We have Omar Hurtado, Maria Cerritos, Diego Cuevas, Alexandra Ordaz, Emily Gutierrez, Evelyn Barron Ortiz, Brenda Dominguez, and Precious Ross, who are joining us. If you all could just please give them a big round of applause as you see them around the building.
Senator Nguyen.
Thank you, Mr. President. And yes, I have 2 pages of remarks here, so please indulge me, everyone, in this great chamber. Today, I have the honor to announce that today is Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Advocacy Day. Yes, that is a mouthful. If you can please stand, if you are part of Asian Advocacy Day, if you are in the room or you are up in the gallery, I know we have a bunch of people that are in the building here today and are in our chambers this morning. We have more than 80 community leaders from across Nevada in the building today. Nevada is home to over 409,000 Asian Pacific Islander Americans, making up around 12.5% of the state's total population. I'm incredibly proud to be a member of this, the AA-NHPI caucus, and I speak on behalf of our caucus when I say we are incredibly proud of all the community members who took time out of their busy schedule to come to Carson City to make their voices heard and share their stories. I know many of you all bravely braved scary landings at the Reno airport, both this morning and yesterday morning. And I know that a lot of you were able to, I greeted a lot of you yesterday evening after you made the trek on a long bus drive through our great state. As the community continues to grow, we want to acknowledge that our voices belong everywhere, including the halls of this building. We are incredibly excited for our members to meet some of our community leaders who come from all walks of life, including nurses, students, teachers, union members, and many business presidents. I'd finally like to acknowledge the Asian Community Development Council, One APIA Nevada, and the AA-NHPI Legislative Caucus for co-hosting this event. And if we could all make these community members feel welcome that are in attendance today. And I'd like to just highlight a couple of other people that are in the building sitting on the floor here today, and hopefully I will get everyone that is here on the floor. It is also the end, we're nearing the end of Women's History Month, and I'd like to recognize some very, very special Nevada AA-NHPI women that are in attendance today. First, I'd like to start with, sitting with me today, is I have Yoon-Jin Lee. She is a Korean adoptee who is an advocate for adoptees who were not grandfathered into naturalization. Ms. Lee works with Veterans Affairs of Southern Nevada and is also the Director of Community Engagement for the AAAPLV, which also helps other adoptees who were not grandfathered into naturalization. So if we can make her feel welcome here today as well. Sitting with my colleague from Senate District 7, we have Catherine Francisco, who is the CEO of the AAPI Chamber of Commerce, so if we can make her feel welcome as well. And also sitting with our colleague from Senate District 21, we have Ellen Wu. Ellen Wu is a community business leader based in Reno, Nevada. She owns the 168 Market. And we also have Sally Belecha, who is a realtor and serves as the regional chair of Mountain West for the National Federation of Filipino American Association. Also sitting with our colleague from Senate District 21, we have Jacqueline De Hola. who is the current president of the National Federation of Filipino American Association. Like I said, we have some really incredibly powerful Asian women here in the room with us today, so if we can give those 3 women a round of applause, that would be great. And last but not least, we have the OG, the original auntie, in the House over here with our colleague from Senate District 15. We have Gloria. Gloria, I just refer to her as Auntie Gloria. In fact, I'm probably going to butcher her last name because I've always known her as Auntie. She is always the person that I've gone to since I had the pleasure of being in this legislative building. But Gloria is the founding member of several AA-NHPI organizations throughout our state and previously served on the White House Advisory Commission on Asian American and Pacific Islanders. So if we can make her feel welcome in this body as well. Thank you for my colleagues for the indulgence today.
Any further remarks? Senator Krasner.
Thank you. Please stand. With me today from Communities in School, I have Evelyn Berrien Ortiz. And from UNLV Boyd School of Law, I have Jordan Griffin and Driana DiMatulak. Okay. If you could please join me in welcoming them. Thank you.
Senator Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. President. With me today is my intern, Fiona Perot. She's a student at the University of Nevada. Go Pack. Got to get that in. That's for you, Dundee Loop. That's for you. And she's pursuing her degrees in political science and also in psychology. It's really appropriate to have her here today because she spent 10 years as a Girl Scout and continues to give back to the organization as a camp counselor. Her experience with the Girl Scouts of the Sierra Nevada instilled in her the values of Girl Scout law, which is shaping her approach to life and leadership today. So please join me in making her feel welcome.
Senator Buck.
Thank you, Mr. President. I love seeing all the greens, and since St. Patty's Day. It's also my youngest child's birthday. I have a teenager, another teenager in the house, 13-year-old Barrett's birthday today. I didn't make him get up because we got in kind of late last night. But anyway, wanted to wish him a happy birthday. I let him sleep in this morning. But anyway, thank you, and give him a round of applause.
Any further remarks? Senator Canizaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a couple of folks I want to introduce. Okay, I am very excited, in fact, to have with me today Dean Leo Grinwald from the William S. Boyd School of Law at UNLV. If you could please stand. And then we also have several other individuals here on the floor and in the gallery here with us from the Boyd School of Law. So if you're here with the Boyd School of Law, please stand so that we can recognize you. All right. Lots of Boyd folks in the house today, which always makes me very happy. And so even though we've got green on for St. Patty's Day, I also have my Rebel Red on for my law school, as I am a very proud alum of. So I want to talk just a little bit about the Boyd School of Law. Since 1998, the Boyd School of Law has established itself as one of the nation's most recognized public law schools and has ranked among the top 100 law schools in the nation for over a decade, with the Lawyering Process Program, the Saltman Center for Conflict Resolution, and part-time JD programs being honored by U.S. News and World Report. Boyd School of Law students have served 4,474 pro bono hours in Nevada communities and more than 25,938 field hours in judicial, government, and public interest placements in the last year. Through the Community Service Program, in conjunction with the Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada and Nevada Legal Services, Boyd School of Law students have provided free legal education classes to more than 75,000 Nevadans since the program's inception. With more than 3,000 graduates, the Boyd School of Law alum have become judges, partners in law firms, prosecutors, public defenders, and many have graced the very halls of Nevada's legislative building as advocates, interns, staff, and legislators. And I believe, and I don't think I've missed anybody, but I also believe that my colleagues from Senate Districts 2, 3, and 21, along with myself, are all very proud graduates of the Boyd School of Law. Today, we, of course, have them with us on the floor. And I have to say, you know, when I first wanted to be a lawyer, I've wanted to be a lawyer since I was much too young to even understand really what a lawyer did. I thought they were very cool. It turns out lawyers are not very cool. You'll learn. But I wanted to do that for as long as I can remember. And I remember when the Boyd School of Law opened in 1998, and I thought, my mom was very excited. She came with the newspaper. You can go to law school here. And I said, Mom, they're like just opening. They're not even accredited yet. Like, I have to go to a law school that's actually going to give me a degree so I can do something. And that's just, like, they're brand new. That's never going to happen. And I was still in high school at the time. And interestingly enough, not only did that happen, that the law school got accredited, but it also was one of the top law programs when I applied. It continues to rise in the rankings. It's producing graduates that are doing amazing and wonderful things. Being a lawyer is the best career I could have possibly ever thought of. It is everything that I could have ever imagined and more. I was very honored to get to speak a little bit at the commencement, and while the speech was quite long, I know you're all shocked. It was very hard to whittle down exactly what I wanted to tell everybody about how wonderful it is to have gone to Boyd and to have achieved a degree from there and to earn that, and then to get to go out into my community and do all of the lawyer things. So for all of you who are currently in law school at Boyd, do all the lawyer things. Do all the good for as long as you can. This degree will 100% let you do that. I believe that in my core. And I am just so incredibly proud to have with me the William S. Boyd School of Law folks. So if we could please make them feel welcome. Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about some lawyers and some aspiring lawyers. So I also have Stan with me on the floor today, which I'm sure you'll see much of this week. You can go ahead and stand. This is my niece, Seven Perry. She is 18. She is a senior at Del Sol High School in Las Vegas. She is a remarkable seamstress, costume designer, and theater person, and we just love getting to go to all these wonderful plays that she works on. It is a magnet program in the Clark County School District. They're doing phenomenal things. She is an amazing student. She has a 4.0 right now in her senior year, taking a lot of higher level classes and dual credit classes, and she just makes all of us feel so proud. And I'm like gonna cry because I remember her as just this tiny little baby who would follow us around and like press her nose up against the glass of the sliding glass door. And I still look at her and see that, and then yet I have this amazing adult standing with me. She's here for spring break. This is how she wanted to spend her spring break, was with all of you. You're welcome. And we're very excited to have her here. She is attending, we believe we've made a final decision on Southern Utah University in the fall, which we're very excited about for business, and she wants to be a lawyer for now, so we'll see how that goes. But if you could all please join me in making her feel welcome. Okay, I got one more. Speaking of lawyers and law schools and all this other good stuff, I want to take a moment in Women's History Month to honor our colleague from Senate District 3. Our amazing colleague from Senate District 3, Senator Wynn, I want to take a moment because we've talked a lot about Women's History Month. We've talked about the female majority legislature, and in 2019, it was the appointment in part of Senator Wynn that allowed us to add to our numbers and push us into that female majority legislature. So she truly is a female majority legislature history-making woman, even all by herself, just getting that appointment, notwithstanding the work that she has done in this building. And it is fitting because today is our AANHPI days, and she is our first AANHPI state senator here in Nevada, which is a happy coincidence and quite remarkable, and we love having her here. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Senator Wynn. So she has served a total of 6 years in the legislature, 4 years on the Assembly side and 2 here with us in the Senate. While in the Assembly, she served 2 regular and 3 special sessions. In addition to the current session, she has served for 1 regular and 2 special sessions in the Senate. In her second session in the Assembly, her leadership and expertise led to her serving as the chair of the Health and Human Services Committee and vice chair of the Judiciary Committee. Now, again, in her second session in the Senate, Senator Wynn has taken on leadership roles and is serving as chair of the Growth and Infrastructure Committee and vice chair of our Finance Committee, in addition to also serving still on our Judiciary Committee. See, I told you there were a lot of lawyers around here. Throughout her tenure in the Senate, she has served on many committees, including Finance, Growth and Infrastructure, Health and Human Services, and Judiciary. And beyond that, she has served on a number of interim committees and served as the chair of the Advisory Commission on the Administration of Justice and vice chair of the committee to conduct an interim study on issues relating to pre-trial release and defendants in criminal cases. In her private life, Senator Wynn is an accomplished attorney who has dedicated her career to serving the people of Nevada. She earned her Bachelor's of Arts in Sociology from the University of Puget Sound and went on to earn her law degree from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, William S. Boyd School of Law. As a side note, I've actually known Senator Wynn for a very long time. I won't out us, don't worry. When I was a prosecutor and she was a defense attorney, she was one of my favorite people when I would see her on my case list because she is remarkably smart. She is very talented. She was eminently reasonable, and I think we always not only, I think, enjoyed working with each other, you can ask her opinion after this, working with each other tremendously, but also a lot of respect for what each other did. And I am just so lucky to have her here in the Senate with us, where I again get to work alongside of her. And now I think all of you get to see the same things that I know from when we were practicing attorneys together, even though we were on opposite sides of the aisle. She was wonderful to work with and a friend. So I'm glad that she is here. She's a dedicated public servant and advocate for all Nevadans. Her work in both the Assembly and the Senate has left a lasting impact on our state, and we are grateful for her continued service. Our families help support us in our role as legislators, and so I also want to recognize her husband, Matt, and their kiddos, Henry and Hannah, because I know that she is just the happiest when we're talking about all of them and always telling us all about all of the things. And certainly, I think that she has definitely helped me in this building as I have kind of had my own kids and given me lots of good mom advice. So if you could all please join me in recognizing Senator Wynn. Okay. Now, for the part everybody's been waiting for. We are going to adjourn. I'm going to make a motion here in a moment. We're hopeful we'll see all of you back again today. For all of my fellow senators, if you have bills to turn in, please get those to the front desk so that we can get on with the business of the day. And Mr. President, with that, I would move that we adjourn until the call. Sorry, not
recess,
adjourn.
please.
I keep saying adjourn. I meant recess. Thank you. Recess until the call of the chair.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are in recess.